What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, and it's been 5 years since HyperX released the Cloud 2 gaming headset. Well, good news, today we get the Cloud 2 wireless. Guess 2020 isn't so bad after all. So yes, we'll run through it all, talk about my experience, the pros, cons, all the stuff you're gonna wanna know in case you're interested in picking up the brand new HyperX Cloud 2 wireless headset. Been testing them out the last few weeks. If you're interested in cutting that cord and going wireless, got you covered in this review. First up, just getting it in and unboxed. Over the years, HyperX really hasn't done too much when it comes to changing up the physical design, and that's a good thing, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. So in terms of the design language, yeah, it's gonna be nearly identical to what you're familiar with, the Cloud 2. Inside the box, you get the removable microphone, a USB-C cable for charging, the wireless dongle, everyone's favorite D word, and of course, the headset. You have the red accents on the yoke with the nice stitching still in the headband, to the otherwise matte black body and construction, and literally, just as I mentioned, it looks just like the original. One thing I really do appreciate is how they kept it nice and simple. Even when it comes to the buttons and controls, we only have 3 in total here. On the left ear cup is the power button and the mic mute button. Then on the right ear cup is a very smooth volume dial that doesn't have any physical stops, so it can continuously scroll, but an audible beep will alert you at 100% volume. With the included wireless adapter, it's a bit on the 2010 flash drive size, so it's a bit larger than other dongles out there, but literally the second you plug it into your PC and turn the headset on, it just pairs instantly. And since this is also compatible with the PS4 and PS5 coming out, just plug it in and you're set, you're all good to go. You'll see a red LED light on the dongle to let you know that it's paired. The removable bi-directional and noise-canceling microphone pops into the left ear cup, and with the mic mute button to show you it's actually muted, a little red LED circle on the bottom of the mic is going to illuminate, just to kind of be there in your peripheral vision to act as that visual indicator. But when it comes to the microphone, right now you're hearing the raw, unedited mic test. And I think for a wireless headset, it still sounds pretty meh. That's kind of what you could still expect. Unfortunately, in 2020, there's not a lot of wireless headsets out there that have really good, clear sounding microphones. This one's just, in the middle of the pack, I'd say. But yes, a little idea so you can hear the mic test. Then obviously, in terms of comfort and stuff, with the name being Cloud 2, one thing I always kind of compared it to was it being, like clouds on your head, because they are very comfortable, nice and flexible, and adjustable as well to fit a wide size of heads, if you will. And we have the nice leatherette memory foam ear pads on here. They are over the ear, so it doesn't really, interfere with my actual ear itself. Nice and comfortable, ample padding on the headband. There's really no pressure points anywhere. So definitely comfortable, and again, popular request, bring back the glasses test. Happy to report, yeah, no pressure, absolutely feels great. And I like the way they look too. They're not big and obnoxious, they're form-fitting. So great stuff from HyperX here. But we'll talk about the goods. Obviously, sound quality in a wireless headset is the most important factor, right? The drivers used inside here are the same 53mm neodymium drivers that they had in the original Cloud 2. These just fine-tuned a bit differently, again, for that wireless connection now. In terms of sound quality, honestly, it's fantastic. You get a nice solid bass punch throughout that's definitely helped out to the fact that it is a closed back pair of headphones. I think imaging and positional audio is spot on as well. I would say they're not the warmest sounding headset out there, and at 100% volume when you have it turned all the way up, the highs can get a tad bit harsh, but I found that to be only the case really when it comes to vocals, especially during music and stuff. So during gaming it didn't bother me too much, and honestly wasn't even that noticeable, but it's definitely going to be more apparent when you're listening to music. So I don't think it's to the point where it's like overshadowing the mids or anything, or taking away for it, because as a gaming headset, I'm not gonna knock them too hard for them being slightly too harsh on the vocals. But man, all around, it just sounds really good and full. I was worried that the sound quality would maybe suffer a bit due to the fact that I'm going wireless, but no, definitely impresses me. HyperX just has a way with tuning these drivers that really makes them just stand out. It's black magic. Now these also have the emulated 7.1 surround sound inside their Ngenuity software, and it does have that slight effect where in certain games it'll kind of like stretch the frequencies out a bit in an attempt to sort of widen the soundstage. But it's also definitely gonna depend on what you're playing or what you're listening to. Because for example, in a game like I often talk about, Battlefield, where the audio is just phenomenal, it's mastered perfectly, it sounds really, really good. In fact, when playing Battlefield, I prefer the 7.1 surround sound over just the stock stereo sound quality. I don't think it's gonna give you an advantage necessarily or anything like that, but again, don't expect that same surround sound quality and experience when you're playing those hentai flash games. The quality of your game is gonna matter the most here. Now there's still a bit more to get to, so don't tune out quite yet, but first I wanted to say real quick, these come in at $150, which for the overall quality here isn't too bad for a top tier wireless gaming headset, but I have a feeling these are gonna be most closely compared to also a relatively new headset, the Razer Black Shark V2 Pro. These are $180, these are $150. In terms of sound quality, I'd say they're both top notch, absolutely great. And also for emulated surround sound, I always say, typically avoid it, stick to stereo. But in both cases here, for both companies, they both have very, very good and usable surround sound. So I think the one advantage I would give the Black Shark V2 Pro is probably the mic quality. But in terms of sound, both neck and neck, and you're saving $30 here with the Cloud 2 Wireless.
And for just a quick mic test, as you can see, to make myself look absolutely ridiculous, just doing a quick comparison of the Black Shark V2 Pro and the Cloud 2 Wireless. I'm putting a little indicator so you can hear the difference between the two. So like I said, I do think the Black Shark V2 Pro does have the advantage in terms of the overall mic test here. But again, that's $180 versus $150. So it depends. If the $30 extra is worth it to you for a better mic, then you have both options, really.
Hey, it's future Frank P here. Checking in real quick because it's funny, listening to them back to back like that, they don't sound too different versus when I was listening to them individually, but I still think the V2 Pro just has a bit more body to it. It's a lot more full sounding, I think. Let's talk battery real quick. That's also very important. They have it rated for 30 hours at 50% volume. I could say just for me and my testing, it's probably even at 100% close to, I'd say 26 and up. So 26 hours, a rough estimate there. Pretty damn good, I'd say. There is a little LED indicator on the back of the left ear cup, and that'll kind of act as like a battery status, because when it's from 90% to 100%, it'll stay green. From 90 to 15%, it'll flash green. And then when the battery's dying below 15%, that little LED light will turn red. Now you can use these while they're charging with the included USB-C cable, but obviously at I believe 18 inches, this isn't gonna be optimal for that. So it's good you could still use them while you're charging, but I would recommend picking up a longer cable than this. Then before we do a wrap up of the pros and cons, again, we'll talk about the Ngenuity software real quick. Just run through it because it's very, very simple and relatively plain. You can do things like obviously go in and manually adjust your volume, your microphone levels as well. You have the 7.1 surround sound button to toggle that on and off, as well as mic monitoring. I know it's a very popular feature. You turn on mic monitoring so you can actually hear yourself while you're talking into the mic, so you know that it's actually, communicating, talking to your friends. And that's pretty much it. I thought maybe there was gonna be EQs in that sort of preset tab up there, but there's not. There's no EQs, which is kind of surprising. I figured they would have had some sort of, different stock EQs in here, or the fact you can go in and maybe customize and make your own EQs. So I hope they add that. It seems like a common feature. Come on, HyperX. But yeah, that's Ngenuity for you. Pretty simple. So as we close it out, we'll do a quick little recap here for you guys. First, I think the build quality and the overall comfort is phenomenal. Super comfortable, super lightweight, all things considered. The seamless pairing experience is great. You plug in the dongle, you're good to go. No having to wait for it to pair and troubleshoot. Battery life is good as well. And then the sound quality, absolutely one of the best out there. Just really full, and it just sounds really, really good for wireless headsets, okay? On the other side of things, when it comes to cons, like I mentioned, vocals and the highs can be a bit harsh when listening to music. So to kind of go along with that, I wish the software had some sort of EQs like I just mentioned, so I can maybe turn that down a bit so it's not as harsh, but not the biggest deal since it's really just with music. And then the other thing is, like you kind of heard, the mic quality is just meh. But I think altogether, for the price of $150, you look at the competition, you look at what all the other companies are doing out there, and there's some really great options, but for the price, this hands down comes in probably, I'd say, top 3 of the year for just the overall package. HyperX, you made us wait 5 years, but man, you guys are gonna love this. If you're a current HyperX Cloud 2 owner, cut the cord, go wireless. Great stuff. Hey guys, that'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed. If you like this review, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.